Good morning to you. So good to see you on this cold Thursday morning. It is quiet as it typically is here in Plains. A town of about 550 or so people is in the national spotlight for obvious reasons as this town in the nation gears up to say goodbye to this nation's 39th president. Right now, we're going to take a live look inside at the rotunda at Washington, D.C., where Jimmy Carter is lying in state right now. We're just a few hours away from the final services to honor the life of the former president. He'll continue to lie in state inside the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, where thousands of people have stopped to pay their final respects. Among those people, President-elect Donald Trump and his wife Melania yesterday stopping by, the two paying their respects. The president-elect also plans to attend today's state funeral at the National Cathedral in Washington. Now, today also marks a national day of mourning for President Carter. The former president will continue to lie in state through 7 a.m. this morning. He will then depart the U.S. Capitol for the final time. A motorcade will travel to the Washington National Cathedral, as I just alluded to, for the funeral services. That service is expected to begin promptly at 10 this morning. The former president will then return to Plains for a private service at Maranatha Baptist Church, followed by a final motorcade through Plains to the Carter home. We're also learning this morning that President Biden and Carter's grandson, Jason, are scheduled to speak at the funeral in Washington, D.C. You'll remember Jimmy Carter, he was 96 at the time. It was Biden's 100th day in office, and he had asked Biden to give his eulogy as he was making those funeral services. Now, as a reminder, this morning, it is a national day of mourning, and that means federal agencies will be closed today. This includes the U.S. Postal Service and U.S. courts. Now, you know, here in Plains, it is hard to miss just how much this town loved living alongside the Carters. They certainly made a huge impact, not only here in Plains, but around this world. Tributes are everywhere, including a signature book. And this morning, as Celine Arif is showing us, this week marks the end of an era for a small business here in Plains.
$2.50.
Here at Plains Trading Post, a political memorabilia store, owner Philip Kurland says he remembers President Carter for more than his politics.
It's one thing to be a political associate of his. It's another thing to have him as your neighbor and your good friend. We haven't had time to grieve, to be truthful. We've been overwhelmed with media. We've been overwhelmed with people.
But while he's mourning his friend, who's autographed plenty of books in his shop, there's no time for a break now. His store will stay open Thursday, as long as people want to shop.
This is normally the slowest time of the year. So I would say, compared to what normal would be here, there's no comparison.
A few doors down, the Plains Peanuts and General Store serves their famous peanut butter ice cream. Owner Amy Green says Carter enjoyed it himself.
We are doing triple, sometimes double, triple, quadruple the business that we normally do.
They even had to recruit their friends to help manage the lines, and they say Thursday will be
all hands on deck. Everybody we have will be here, and we are extending our store hours until 7 o'clock tomorrow.
All the businesses we talked to downtown say it's an honor to welcome visitors who want to know more about the former president, and they say it's been the honor of a lifetime living as his neighbor here for years and years.
And you just heard her say all hands on deck, along with the flags and many banners and posters here. You can see the guardrails behind me. Hundreds of people are expected to be here in Plains as the former president makes his final trek to his resting spot right alongside his wife, Rosalind Carter. As always, you can continue with us on 13 WMAZ+. We have more about the legacy of Jimmy Carter. We also have a special honoring his life there. Go ahead and download it on your Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV devices and help us honor America's longest living president.